Just retweeted it. Pick Central, Wednesday edition, April 12th. Wednesday. Za back behind the sticks. Booze and Ebo behind the glass. Working hard, as always. Joined by Ev and Smitty on a Wednesday. A lot of day baseball today. A lot of day baseball, getaway day.
Smitty's fired up.
Yeah, I think
we're at the barn shower.
Frank's going to the game, so anybody else who has day games going. Seems like
don't go to
skies.
this link. Don't go to tinyurl.com/barnshower. Do not do it.
All right.
Don't do it.
I don't want to know. Today's show is brought to you by the Barstool Sportsbook, the one and only sportsbook of the show and Barstool Sports. Barstool Sportsbook is made for you, the loyal fans and listeners, and is the only place to find exclusive picks and parlays from Big Cat, El Prez, and the Pick Central crew. Follow or fade us. It's up to you. Now offering a $1,000 bonus for new players. If your first bet loses, get up to $1,000 in bonus cash. So download and create an account today. Use code PICK, P-I-C-K, to unlock your $1,000 bonus. The Barstool Sportsbook lets you bet however you like with daily odds, live in-game wagering, move the line, and teaser bets, and Parlay Plus for bigger payouts. iCasino is also available in select states with table games and slots. Download and create an account today, and be sure to use code PICK to unlock your $1,000 bonus. That's the Barstool Sportsbook code PICK, P-I-C-K. Terms apply. Must be 21 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Smitty, how are you today?
I am well. I am well. I could use another K from Jacob deGrom and a win from the Phillies, but life goes on. Another day of baseball exists.
Ev, what about you?
We're typing in this barn shower. I think this might be risky business.
It's real business.
Oh, it's business, baby. It's business.
I'm not sure. It could be. I'm thinking this might be. I don't know. Is barn shower safe for children?
I don't know. It's barn shower. Like it directly illustrates what it is.
I swear to God. It could have been this. It could have been like two horses fucking each other.
I love the walls.
Is there a difference?
I had no idea which direction the tinyurl.com/barn shower was going.
I just noticed the white shirt he has, the Wall Street Classic shirt that he has on there too, is like just unbelievable.
That's like a straight right out of like Robert Kraft's closet.
Yeah, it's just fucking.
The white collar, and then he's got like the light blue pinstripes.
One of a kind. NBA playing games last night. Atlanta kind of takes care of the Heat, 116-105. Trae Young with 25. Hawks now head to the Celtics. Heat have the Chicago Raptors winner. If you're a Heat fan, what kind of confidence level do you put on not losing two in a row? Do the Raptors or Chicago really scare you? I know we're kind of rooting for Pat Bev to get into a series because of the content, helps the company. I think he would be obviously he's unfiltered, like he'd be, great. Plus, I'd love to see him kind of parallel park in Toronto. Maybe we'll get some content out of that. But if you're a Heat fan, are you really worried about it, especially with the experience you have either of these two teams?
I mean, you got to be a little bit, but I think like a guy like Jimmy Butler, you feel good about like back against the wall. I mean, like even though Spoelstra's had his like people have got up, I think he's a very good coach. Probably underrated considering people kind of didn't give him his credit for the LeBron championships. I mean, he's kept that thing with much less talent. They've been still very good. I mean, I think I love for Beverly to win and the Bulls. I think the Raptors are going to win this one. So I'm saying I think it's going to be Raptors Heat in Miami. I think the Heat get it done in that second game. I would be surprised if they drop both. But I mean, Butler didn't play bad. I just feel like they didn't shoot the three. Like Harrow didn't shoot the three very well in the second half. I mean, they kept making those runs where they just started off so poorly. They kept making those runs where they'd get it to like 6-5, and then Atlanta would just go right back on like a 6-7-8-0 run and just push it right back to like 13. They were just never able to. They were never able to get it like under 5, and that was like the real. You never really felt like they were like in it, but they never were able to get like right where they really were like, oh my God, they're about to take the lead, kind of thing. They were never able to make that one shot.
Worry level in terms of the Celtics, Smitty, 0.1, 0.2. Playing the Hawks now.
Playing the Hawks. Yeah, I mean the Celtics are going to take care of basically anybody they play in the first round. It is what it is. The Hawks played good last night. They didn't shoot worth shit, surprisingly. They were 24% from three, 10 for 41 with Trae Young going 1 for 8. He still put up 25 points. Even from the foul line, they were 16 for 27.
They were atrocious from the line.
Rico. I mean, your CYO boys are shooting 59%. You're benching them there.
Yeah.
So, I mean, good game by the Hawks. They won, but they're not going to do much.
No, I agree. I think it's very predictable. Like, just get me. I'd rather see like I said, I'd rather see the Bucks and, or give me a good semi. Give me a Knicks who can be pesky against the Bucks in a high environment. Or even listen, I'm rooting for the Knicks. Obviously, I'm a Knicks fan. I do think the Cavs can be kind of pesky against the Bucks in a sense of like upstart team, maybe get them a little worried. I think that's a great semi. And then give me you guys against the Celtics in the other one. That's an entertaining semi. Now the West is wide open as well. You would line up with Denver, Phoenix, let's say, and then Warriors, either Lakers or Memphis, right?
Like, you're getting we're getting Warriors Kings.
I know.
You're
I'm saying semis.
Second round.
Yeah, just I'm not. We have to talk about the first round and as things unfold. But let's be honest. I think we all kind of think the chalk's going to hold. No, I mean, shit. The Warriors are. I shouldn't say chalk, but the Warriors are. The Warriors are a minus 200 favorite. We think they're losing to.
I think they win.
Exactly. Yeah. So
honestly, just replace chalk with NBA. It's the same thing.
Right.
Honestly,
yeah. The seeds are not necessarily chalk, but it's the teams we think are going to win these series are going to win these series.
The sneaky one I think could be if the Heat can get it together. If they win, I'm not saying they're going to go beat the Bucks or anything, but I would not be shocked at all if they went up there and took like 2 from them.
Okay.
Made it like a 6-game series. They played well against them in the past. They've kind of been. They are the one who knocked them out in the bubble.
Yep.
They've given them some trouble. Like they just. I think
experience. Yeah. Good.
One of those
coach, fearless.
They just kind of match up with them well.
You
so
can see that.
I don't think they're going to win or anything, but I think if they beat the winner of tonight's game and go up and play Milwaukee, I think they give them a series.
I could see that.
Look, if the Heat can shoot from 3, which they haven't been able to do all year, they can take on pretty much anybody in the East. But they haven't been able to do dick from 3.
Yeah.
So that's what it is. What exactly has happened to the Bulls? I mean, last year they were like kind of in contention with the East, at least in the regular season. And this year they completely fell off, other than the injury to Ball. Is that all what it was? And regression of DeRozan?
Maybe. DeRozan could be. I mean, I think you probably hit it. I mean, Ball probably hurts. I mean, and then DeRozan played just out of his mind last year. Probably the best he's ever played in his life.
Oh yeah, he was. I mean,
also, I think
in discussion for MVP at one point.
Also, I think the East just got better. I think the East got better. I think it got deeper overall. Like if you look now, where like think about the East, like the last 5-10 years, like you're used to getting like one of these random 8 seeds, and now like you have teams like the Heat and the like the Raptors like playing for these games. Like these are like like the Hawks. Like, these are like perennial playoff teams last few years, like good teams that have kind of slid down because I think everyone's gotten so much stronger. Like the Cavs obviously got better, the Knicks got better. Obviously, like the Bucks healthy, like in Celtics and Sixers, they're still like the class of the East. So I think they've gotten deeper overall.
That's true. And chat's saying Lonzo Ball was like a death blow to them, which is kind of surprising from an outside.
All dominant guard.
He's like a true distributor. Like they don't really have that. Like now you have like Levine like running the point kind of, who's like or like or like a Pat Bev, like somebody who like when Levine's running, like he's more like he's really more of a 2 that's like playing the 1 out of necessity.
Plus Ball really coming into his 3rd, 4th year in the league.
I mean, he's been probably 5 now.
Yeah, it's like really getting in, getting his legs under him. Like
him and
Lonzo Ball's been in the league for
I was gonna say at least like 6
since
years,
2016,
right?
right?
That many now?
I was gonna say at least 6. Yeah,
Because he spent like 2 or 3 with the Lakers.
I'm saying, getting into he's getting his legs under him.
I think him and Levine were together at UCLA.
Yeah, exactly. Like he's really forming into a guy who understands what's going on.
First round pick in 2017.
That makes sense. Out west, Lakers, Minnesota. Lakers win 108-102 in overtime.
The Adam Silver game, baby.
Dude, I mean, ugly as fucking sin, some of the things that were going on. Like, I think Seth Davis tweeted, he goes, I love the first 4. It was like, it was giving you Dayton vibes on True TV. Like,
dude,
what the fuck was going on?
In the fourth quarter, they scored 31 points. And they scored most of them in the last few minutes.
Yeah, exactly. They were just cold as shit.
There was 3-4 minutes left in the fourth quarter. They scored 19 points.
So there were a few things obviously late that you can make sense of. Like, as much as let's I guess do the big story first. As much as it is one game, and I am like a LeBron hater, but like, does that team give you championship vibes? I know it's one game, and I know they played bad, but like if you're holding Lakers futures or you're a Lakers fan and you watch that, you all of a sudden think this is a team who's now going to run through Memphis, the Warriors, and the Nuggets, or Phoenix in win 12 games before they lose 12. I don't know. I don't know. That's all I'm saying. I just
look. They didn't play the greatest last night. They had some help. There were 20 fouls called against Minnesota, 10 fouls called against the Lakers.
That's unheard of.
Yeah, the last one, which was like so stupid by Anthony Davis, he almost gave the game away, but they were given. Anthony Edwards didn't play a good game. He was 3 for 17, 0 for 9 from 3.
Horrendous.
I mean, he's so bad. He's on Stephen Che's hit list, which is unbelievable.
He fucked me over too.
Yeah,
he was in my 3x3.
Hey, he couldn't get it done.
The Timberwolves look like a completely kind of different team without Rudy Gobert, first of all. But second of all, I think it is just a one-game thing with the Lakers, Rico. I think they can be able to turn it on.
Yeah, I'm getting that as well. But I just look and I'm like, man, they look like shit. So it is.
I'm gonna be honest. I mean, well, I said it yesterday. Ebo, I don't think they get past the Grizzlies.
Yeah,
it's my.
They're gonna fade. Yeah, I think. All right, so
really
did you see the price on the
Yes, I
Grizzlies?
did. I have that written down.
Ebo, it was 130.
Memphis minus 139. LA plus.
Was it that high?
115. That's what I had this morning. It could have changed.
Yeah,
I just wrote that down before the show. So Minnesota gets the Oklahoma City New Orleans winner. Probably what, tomorrow?
Yeah, tomorrow.
The next
I think,
one?
Yeah,
probably
I think
tomorrow.
right?
Yeah, I would imagine they got to get this going. I would imagine tomorrow.
Can we give some credit to Oklahoma City for not going full tank?
Yes.
For Wemby.
Yeah, pesky.
That's big for them.
It is.
That is big.
I'm a big. They've been. I think this year they were the best team against the spread.
Without Chet too, right? Without Chet for the whole season. So, who knows what they're going to start
I
building.
think I'm gonna be taking them tonight with the points.
The LeBron foul that kind of got everybody in outrage. I didn't think it was that like Agarius.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. I didn't.
Ebo, you look confused.
I don't think
Agarius was what I
What did I-
egregious maybe is the word you were looking
Well,
for.
you missed up.
Egregious.
You missed up egregious and gregarious.
There you go.
Yeah.
Fair
Put
enough.
them together.
Egregious.
But
Words are hard.
Minus a
I'm
point.
not,
there's nothing wrong with like making up a word every now
I'm not a
Nah,
nerd like
it's-
Ebo, so I was gonna let you roll with it.
Yeah, fine.
Ebo,
Fair enough.
Ebo's brain had like a malfunction.
It's fine.
No, I was trying to see what the
You
point.
get better. You get better. It's, yeah. When I said that, he almost looked at me so confused, like I was watching a different game. Like I was watching a game in fucking February. He's like, "What are you talking about?"
To your credit, though, if you
Spoken different
Google Agarius, it pulls up egregious.
There you go. Exactly. So
maybe they're synonymous.
Egregious foul. I thought. Listen, two guys kind of budging for contact. I was surprised that LeBron gets whistled for that. Of all people, in that kind of coin flip spot, the superstars usually get the benefit of the doubt. But I wasn't really outraged by it. I did think I think they called it late. I think if you look, I thought he held them off early and then ran and got it. I would have called it right away. I wouldn't have called it when they were laying there on the floor. But that's just me. Smitty, you had a major issue with that foul, or could you see it kind of going both ways?
I could see it going both ways. I had more of an issue with Anthony Davis's foul at the end. Like that's just complete moron.
We'll get to that. We'll get to that. You have a big issue with LeBron. LeBron seems like the smaller story here.
No, I would say obviously the story of the game is going to be that.
Yeah.
defense.
So it's
one of them at least, obviously.
Great kind of set. He runs off the screen. He goes down into the corner. They find him. They're lucky to get that pass by Anthony Davis's hand to the corner. It's a difficult pass. Guy looks like a 1% chance, 5% chance of making that shot. Did look like he was buried in the corner and had to shoot it over the backboard. If I could see the angle from behind him, I would put my money behind that, having not seen a major replay from that side. And then Anthony Davis, it really just comes down to knowing the time and score and the difficulty of a shot. Like if the guy was falling out of bounds off one leg and he hits that shot, it's like, all right, God bless you. It was to tie it, correct?
Correct.
It's like, all right, God bless. Like, if it's to win it, go all out, do what you got to do. It's to tie it. You got a little margin of error here to go to overtime. The foul, and to foul him, turning your back and kind of hipping him, it was just a soft, I almost rather he buried him. Like, all right, you're gonna earn this. You ain't shooting it. Like the old no layups kind of clause. So it was a soft foul. I just thought it was really dumb of Anthony Davis, and that's kind of to me, still like what the Celtics are. I don't think they're necessarily the highest IQ team out there. And Anthony Davis is a great player, but it was a really, really dumb play. Really dumb.
Mr. X's and O's, I'm surprised you're not disappointed in two other plays that happened in that game.
Which ones?
The Lakers had two side out of bounds and threw it away both times.
Yeah, that was crazy.
That's hard to do.
Almost like two of the most crucial plays of the game. They threw it away. I mean, Torian Prince had a great look at three, and they missed it.
Wide open from the corner.
We got to talk about what happened in that fourth quarter. Anthony Edwards said lights too bright. He 1 for 11 until those two layups when the game didn't even matter.
It's too busy moving.
I mean, I would say not even
guy.
fourth quarter bright lights. I mean, the whole game. He just played
looked
horrific
off
the whole game. I mean, he had I think he had 5 points going in and he made like you said, he made those 2 layups. And then the one he drove, and he just knew LeBron had 5 fouls. He knew LeBron was going to touch him, so he just took it to the lane hard and just laid it up. But I mean,
they had 2 offensive options last night. It was
but
Towns,
that almost gives me even more.
He was in foul trouble though, for a variety of it, right? Yeah, Cat. That's what I'm saying.
That kind of threw him. Honestly, if he doesn't get in foul trouble, they win. I mean, they should have won the game regulation. Honestly, like if you think about it, Timberwolves had so much go wrong for them to lose that game in OT.
What were they up?
Edwards play horrible.
How much time was left when they were up? They were up 5, and they let LA tie it real quick. Was that like a minute and 15?
LeBron hit the 3 with 2 to play.
Got it.
So I think it was about like 3:15.
Time. Okay, yeah, and then they couldn't score.
And
look,
but
they gave
scored,
up a 5-point lead like relatively quick.
Like, it's going to be tough when it's a close game. You score 12 points in overtime, or 12 points in the fourth quarter, and then 4 in overtime.
Yeah,
and 3 of those were on free throws with no time left.
On a miracle free
throw. They
Yes,
went something like 7 or 8 minutes without a field goal, which is like that's the college death clock.
Yeah,
you don't see that in the NBA.
We see that in Virginia. We don't see that in
And
the NBA. Like,
and I have a
makes
disagreement with you, Ebo. I don't think the lights are too bright for Anthony Edwards. I think he just had a really, really, really shit game. I mean, when you go for 9, like that's pissing your pants. But last year during the playoffs, during that great series against Memphis, 6 games, he went 36 points game 1, 2019, 24, 22, and then 30. So, I mean, he was in there as a rookie. I like to see him bounce back because he is fucking electric, even if he doesn't like the game of basketball.
Yeah, he wants to go hit cleanup for the Dodgers.
I love that narrative is going to carry with him forever.
Oh, it will. Oh, can you imagine?
He's going to be doing like his Hall of Fame speech, like, wish I was in Cooperstown.
Crazy.
Yeah, Rico. Like, he's lucky he's playing in Minnesota. Can you imagine if he was playing for the Knicks or in Philly and had a game like that?
Austin.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, Chicago.
But like you said, though, I mean, part of the reason I did little research, he was in the 3x3. Last year, I think it was all 7 games he had 3 threes or more.
Yeah.
Every single, all 7 playoff games.
That's
so, like you said, he's not a...
Yeah, he set himself...
I think he'll bounce back.
He just set himself up for a failure. He really...
Also, I thought he was pretty good in hustle.
Yeah, you guys like that more
Yeah,
than me. I didn't like that.
No, but you take it like we don't. I just thought it was like a solid. What you got too much like it was too like it's a movie. Like what? Like I just thought it was very like it was what it was supposed to be.
Yeah, it was all right. I just didn't think it was a great story. It is what it is.
It was a feel good until the end when he went to the fucking Celtics for no reason.
So
just
funny.
Fuck Philly.
Yeah.
Just like why? Why in this fantasy does the best player end up going to Boston?
It makes
like
no
it's a
sense.
Philly movie.
Well, it's because
why does he go to fucking Boston?
Because Philly didn't listen to him, dude. The scouts
dumb
didn't
owner.
listen to him. They didn't listen to him.
The owner's kid's an asshole.
Wasn't he on the Celtics? I think Juancho Hernangomez was a 2-way contract
They probably
with
wouldn't
the
make
Celtics
him,
at the time.
Yeah, I don't think they would make him pose in another jersey. That's probably legality.
I'm still convinced he's going to make an All-NBA team after watching that movie.
His brother was a Knick for a while. Willie.
He can play.
Willie Hernangomez and Juancho. I think they played both on the Timberwolves maybe at one point together.
Might have.
So looking at LA Memphis in terms of series prices, in terms of the outcome, we talked about it. Memphis minus 139, LA plus 115. What is, if you had a guess without look, maybe you did look, what is the most likely outcome in this series, Smitty?
I mean,
according to the book,
then it's going to be Memphis in 6.
It is not.
Say Memphis in 7.
It is not. That's second. It's the Lakers in 6 at plus 350.
Then why would they be not favored in the series then?
I don't know.
Hold on, but then is Lakers is Memphis in like 7 and
Memphis
6
in 7 is Memphis in 7. I'm sorry, is tied. That's also 350.
Okay, and then the next one's Memphis in 6 probably.
No, the next one's Memphis in 5. The outcomes are very weird here. That's why I wanted to touch on it. So it's LA in 6 plus 350, Memphis in 7 plus 350, which is weird to me because if you think the Lakers obviously have the experience and LeBron in Game 7 and the Adam Silver game and all that stuff, we think Memphis is going to beat them in 7?
Well, they'd be at home.
Yeah, but we still think Memphis is going to beat them in 7. You don't think they're going to the bullpen for that? And pulling some shit?
Listen, I'm not. Listen, the NBA, I'm not. Go watch that Untold. I mean, there's funny business.
Without a doubt.
With NBA officiating. There's no doubt about that in my mind.
Then
I agree with you there, and I hear you.
Then it's Memphis in 5 plus 450. Then it's Memphis in 6 plus 550. The next LA most likely outcome is the Lakers in 7 plus 600. It's kind of weird to me here that the most likely outcome is the Lakers in 6. We get 3 Memphis outcomes, and then we're going back to the Lakers. And then you got the Lakers in 5, 10-1, Memphis sweep 10-1, Lakers sweep 14-1. Just very weird when I looked at that.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things. Like, I just think they can't. As much as I agree with you with the officiating and then pulling some shit into Game 7, they can't really handicap for that. So they're thinking Memphis at home at 7, or I think they probably with an older team like that, with like the Lakers, they're thinking, like if there's a chance if things go south early, they might just get ran out of there.
I don't know.
So young and athletic.
Those numbers are so weird. And
very weird. I told you
that. I bet you there could be like a statistician nerd like Evo. Get on it. Maybe there's a way where you can just end up in positive money no matter what if you bet like certain outcomes. Seriously,
what's the?
I don't know. That's true, but we can look into
probably
it.
not. I don't think that's
350.
Jerry and Large go margin, baby. Do it.
I mean, you sound like Billy Football trying to like figure shit out where you take.
Oh damn! So it's heavy
things, and all of a sudden you end up with like. You end up with like negative $10 when it's all said and done.
So it's heavy. It's heavily.
It's about the journey, big F.
It's heavily juiced, but it's total games played in the series over 5.5 minus 210. They're kind of telling you if the first two outcomes are 6 and 7, and the fourth outcome out of the top 4 is also 6. You'd have to lay crazy juice, but I think this one's going 6 or 7 based on what they're telling us.
Yeah, I'll lean.
And what do we make of Memphis? Like, Memphis is really good, 2 seed. John Morant, he's had his off the court shit, and obviously, and like, they're unproven. But like, are we just writing Memphis off? I know you're gonna zag on it and go opposite of what people want to say, but is Memphis we just throwing Memphis out here?
Well, I think it's just a public narrative of like, oh, the Lakers, LeBron, they made the playoffs, they're gonna make a run, mixed with Joe, the off the court stuff, like him being suspended. Them kind of having all that like little dark cloud over the team, but they're still the 2 seed. They're still really fucking good. I mean, you would see how good they'd play without him. I mean, they just have so much young talent. Like that. That's why I believe in them over. Like I just think over a series where like I was like LeBron's gonna bring it. We know that AD's gonna bring it, but they still need more than that.
Yeah, I mean,
it is whether these
the
other
Lakers
guys
have looked like shit
up.
for a while too. I know they're playing great now, but like you can't discount the first games when it was it was a disaster. Different personnel, obviously, but it's like, I don't know. I think this is a really, really interesting series.
If Ja really wants to take advantage of his life, he would do whatever he can to fucking ball out, not only this series, but through the finals. Like, if he can change that narrative, not even change that narrative, but like, if he can capture
he can
through his talent.
He can rewrite it a little bit.
He can turn people back. Yep. Bring some people back on your side for sure. Because right now he doesn't have a lot of people in his corner.
No, and he is a fucking talent.
No,
yes.
Smitty's absolutely right. A good series man would change a lot.
Yeah. At least get people off his back.
On the court, everything.
Yeah. Get some people off his back. Because he can definitely play. You're right.
Or he can double down and be like, "Fuck you, I'm the best player here," and bring out more guns and clubs.
But
Yeah.
he
I don't know if that's the best strategy.
No, it's not, but
he sweeps the Lakers. He's just like throwing money in the strip club and
crazy.
After.
Crazy.
He's like winners. He's like double champ. Does what the fuck he wants.
So you think you want to play Memphis and kind of zag away from what people want to do here?
But for me, it's truly not even being contrarian. I just think people are generally sleeping on how good this Grizzlies team is.
Right. And blowing the Lakers.
It's LeBron factor. I totally get
the Lakers.
Totally get. Yes, it's LeBron factor.
Yeah.
I just think they're just so young and talented. I just think they're going to be too much from the handle, maybe defensively.
But
having AD healthy is huge. Like that's him. That is massive. Without him, I think they get absolutely smoked in this series. But no, I think I still think it goes 6 or 7 though.
Jaren Jackson's the most important player for the Grizzlies in this
Absolutely.
series. When he's been healthy, he's been probably maybe top 3 defender in the NBA. You can argue number 1 or 2.
He has to match up with AD.
Him, Mobley, and I guess whoever else you want to throw in there. But
there's a little scuttlebutt of the social guys. Ebo, did you potentially go quiet about a Jazz to make the playoffs ticket and a Lakers to miss the playoffs ticket?
I had those, yeah.
Okay.
I had the Jazz.
I think the price I paid. I don't regret betting the Jazz. I think the price I paid was fair, and I think the price I paid for the Lakers preseason was fair.
It's just in this business. I'm just letting you know, like you got to answer to wins and losses.
Yeah, I lost both those tickets.
But what'd you have on the? I took the Jazz because what'd you have?
I had 25-1 and 12-1
on the Jazz to make the playoffs.
Yeah,
good for you. I had like 6. I had like plus like 600. I took it a couple weeks after you, but that was.
Oh, you had 20. That's a great price.
That's a good bet.
If you don't look at what things cost, you're being a bad analyst.
That was a good bet.
It's fair.
They were there. It was basically the Lakers.
I love how he's saying he's an analyst too. Like that's listen.
Well, no, we're all
realist to
analyzing
fruition,
information. Everyone is truly
Our
analyzing.
broker, analyst.
Everyone's analyzing the information they get. If you don't recognize what things cost, you're being bad at it.
Be the part, act the part. Look the part, act the part, motherfucker. Prop Joe.
He was professional.
He is.
Don't get it twisted.
And he's
took
cut,
2 L's.
like he doesn't let a lot of fandom other than the Orioles get in his way. Like
yeah, no, that's the only team futures wise that I've bet.
Yeah.
And James Madison women's softball.
Yeah.
They're
No, well, we're not as good anymore.
Wild
but
shit.
Oh no.
Wild shit.
What happened? Just fell off.
Well, the season got canceled last year because one of the girls committed suicide, so the program shut down for a little bit. So
Sorry to hear that.
Fucking idiot.
Sorry.
That was obviously horrible. I thought you were. I thought you
should have just said.
I thought you were going to say one of the players committed like a heinous.
Yeah,
crime.
like I thought it was about to be a scandal.
Yeah.
I thought they were going to say like,
and then
apology.
it's been a real sad time around
It's
the
always a
program
bad.
lately.
It's always a
Program with
bad.
the
It's always a bad spot when we're rooting for heinous crime to be worse than what he actually
Yeah.
said.
I was not rooting for.
just
I
in
just
fucking-
thought that was the direction it was going.
All right, that's.
Condolences.
Yeah.
Might as well. We
Been
should
a
just
sad
make
time around the
just
school
make
for
the
a
show a
little
half
bit.
hour.
Yeah,
Let's do
so-
picks right now. Let's get the fuck out of here.
Sometimes.
It's like, hey, but to bring
Christ.
it back to State Penn, like Paterno could have been running a legitimate mafia hitman syndicate, and it would have been better than what
Yes,
happened.
Absolutely,
100%.
without question.
Yeah, he could have done a lot of things better than what he
Mhm.
was doing. Let's transition to the NFL
Roll Dukes.
draft.
Roll
I
Dukes.
don't really know how the fuck you transition to that, but I think this one's going to take longer. I got some baseball stuff and a couple of college things just because they were in the news. So Mel Kiper's mock draft. Bryce Young 1 to the Panthers. Texans 2, C.J. Stroud. Titans are going to trade up and take Anthony Richardson at 3. The Colts take Will Levis. Has it ever gone 4 quarterbacks back to back to back to back like this?
I don't think
Ever?
so.
This is a wild scene to see 4 quarterbacks going.
We've seen 3, correct?
I'm pretty sure we've seen 3.
We've seen the McNabb year was Couch, McNabb, and like Culpepper, like fourth, I think, maybe 8th. Go ahead.
I don't know, but 4 is a lot.
I mean, the Darnold year we saw 4 in the top 10.
Right.
And 2 we had 1, 3.
Yeah, it's crazy. Pull that up. See if 4 ever went back to back. I don't know
I doubt
how
it.
many times 3 went back to back. Seattle, Jalen Carter. He had all that off the field shit, but he's going to be kind of clean, right?
Yeah.
I mean, well, they said it was so he basically my understanding is there was street racing. There was unfortunately a tragedy in a
Right.
different car. He didn't cause it. He just participated in the street racing. And
right.
unfortunately led to a tragedy on it.
So I knew he was kind of.
Also, he's represented by Rosenhaus. He said he's only taking meetings with top teams with picks in the top 10.
Okay.
He's like I'm not going outside there. So he's like there's no point. I'm not wasting my time.
I think I saw a TikTok on that. Like somebody was like, I'm not going to that workout. I ain't going to you guys. Or they wanted to do
people
a
have definitely
meeting.
said that
Yeah,
before.
yeah,
'Cause
yeah.
they're like,
Like,
why would I work
ain't-
out for a team picking like 23rd?
Yeah, like I ain't
when I'm
gonna
projected to go like number 4.
I ain't gonna be around.
Here you go, Rico. The 99 draft had Couch, McNabb, Culpepper won 11th, but who went 3rd? Quarterback.
Quarterback. 30.
What year? Give me a year.
99?
Give me a year.
99. Went third to the-
99.
Went 3rd to the Bengals.
Oh,
Huge bust.
give me that.
Is it Cart?
I don't know.
Oh, is it no? Smith.
Keely Smith.
Smith.
Achilles Smith,
Okay,
3rd overall.
Interesting. Give me that top 3 again. It was McNabb, Couch, and Achilles Smith.
Couch McNabb, right?
Couch
was first.
McNabb.
Couch, McNabb, Achilles Smith,
Jesus Christ.
Culpepper 11.
Oh my God! How do you?
Wasn't like Julius Peppers in that draft?
Oh, he's not that old, is he?
No, I'm bugging. No, he was.
How crazy? That's gotta be. That's gotta
That's a
drive
great
Cleveland
draft.
people.
Edgerrin James, Ricky Williams, Torrey Holt, Champ Bailey,
Why don't we hear more about that? The fact they
Dante
passed on
Culpepper.
McNabb.
Javon Curse, great pick.
I guess it's one of those things too. Like if McNabb
Woody,
goes to
good player for a
Cleveland, does the
while.
stench go to him as well?
Pettigrew. Shout out the Giants, good pick for a good lineman for a while.
If McNabb goes to Cleveland, does the stench from Cleveland?
Winfield.
Well, he had such a terrible coach in Philly, according
Yeah,
to some
exactly.
Philly fans, that
Not
he might have
going
actually
down.
been way better in Cleveland.
Don't go down that rabbit hole. The guy was the most consistent guy you can ask for. He put you in the
Might
race
have
every
been to
single
a few
year.
one of Super
Got you to a
Bowls.
Super Bowl. Like, shut up. People would kill to have McNabb.
It's just funny.
Killed.
I'm sure Rico used to feel the same way. I just think back.
You should
in
blow
those
him when he
times-
goes back to the link. Blow him.
Oh, shut up, Rico.
They should,
I'm
I
not
agree.
blowing my
Blow him.
ex-boyfriend when he comes back and is happier after.
But
he
he's not
leaves
your-
me
he's
and
not
lives
Did your
in the
boyfriend?
dust.
Did your ex-boyfriend treat you right? Did your ex-boyfriend make you a better person? Did he leave the situation better than when he left it?
He treats the next boyfriend better.
Lather up,
Or is-
Smitty.
or is
Get on your knees and start blowing. You owe everything to McNabb.
Hold on. But is the next boyfriend?
You owe more to Foles, but you owe
Whoa,
just as much to McNabb.
No. I think. Oh, I thought this was Andy Reid slammer. No.
I thought you were saying Andy Reid too.
Oh.
Yeah, I appreciate McNabb.
You also should be blowing Andy Reid.
I think I do blow Andy Reid. I think he's a phenomenal regular season
You are a
coach.
troll.
And now-
You're a fucking troll. You're a troll, liar. Fucking cut his mic
No,
for
but
5 seconds.
I think
What's that show?
McNabb-
Give him a pause. 5 seconds.
You want me to rally him?
No, we don't know free ads. Pause him though.
No,
Silence.
I need to address this. I do think McNabb did get a bad rep, especially in Philly. I think he was an above average, not Hall of Fame quarterback, but
Elite. It's all you can ask for, bro. Elite.
Yeah, he was there. He put
It
him
would
there.
kill to have Daniel Jones put us in the discussion of 4 straight championship games or whatever he did. How many did he get you to? 4 straight. And a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Come on, bro.
Yeah, no, he gets a lot of, some of it really so a little bit, but he gets a lot of bad rap. Puking on the field, the air guitar, he does a lot of weird shit. That's just like
him and Owens hated each other too.
He's super dumb on Twitter. He asks stupid questions on Twitter, but
I do blow Andy Reid, especially now, though.
See, just as a child, growing up as a child, like Giants fit through the era, I just hated the Eagles because they were just kicking our asshole.
yeah, without a doubt.
So I just
Also, he was
because of that, I
navigating.
just put McNabb in this like high regard because I'm used to him just beating me all the time.
It's revision. It's
Those
revisionist.
defenses were so underrated, too.
Yeah,
were
they're really
Giants'
good.
defense.
like the Jason
Really good.
Jason Avant years.
Unbelievable.
Freddie Mitchell, we're talking.
Do you remember the McNabb running in the ocean video?
No.
You don't remember this? I think it was.
I do.
I think it was
I
right
remember.
when he had gotten released or whatever from Philly or was like going to Washington,
Yep.
and there was a video of him that kept going viral. Like it was like what 2011 of him just like training by just running through waves in the ocean. It's
good
a
training.
leak male specimen.
It's good
It's the one with
training.
the water's kind of like chest high, right? Like,
yeah.
He's just like
he's like
trudging
bouncing through the waves.
He's just like trudging through it, like.
So like it's a little bit, I guess, in the moment, but I think the AFC right now is loaded with quarterbacks of Burrow and Mahomes and Allen and Tua, and we'll see what those guys all kind of go into. But McNabb was also navigating the NFC. Refresh my memory, Smith. He definitely had Favre for a lot of those years that he had to navigate through.
Yeah, but Favre after his second Super Bowl, he really wasn't. Those teams weren't the greatest.
Who else did he have to navigate through in the NFC that was perennial?
Drew Brees?
Yeah, it might have been a little early.
It was a little later.
It was San Fran's. I'm blanking on San Fran's.
Jeff Garcia.
Okay,
and
I'm still thinking.
Quarterback play just wasn't quite as prominent. As
I was trying to make a case that the NFC was better than it was. I guess I'm actually not proving
the
my
game
point.
just was played differently.
They'll play a lot.
back
People
then-
forget.
No, but what I meant
This
is
was
like a
almost like the running
staple.
back.
Like he had to get through like really good teams of good quarterbacks out there. But I guess
Michael Vick too, right?
Yeah.
Vic was part of that. Vic was
But people
definitely
forget
part of
Rex
that early.
Grossman led the Bears to a
Yeah.
Super Bowl.
Okay. So maybe it wasn't that difficult. That's on me.
It was
I'll take
it
that.
was running backs.
Yeah.
And Kerry Collins led the Giants to one.
Yep.
Yeah. Collins
Yeah.
was solid.
So maybe it wasn't
Not
that
for
difficult.
Solid,
I'll
but he
give-
wasn't elite.
I'll take the L on that one.
So going back to that draft, you had 4 quarterbacks in the top 11.
Yeah.
So we're probably going to get 4 quarterbacks in top 11 this year. Who's this year's Achilles Smith? Who's going to bust?
I don't know.
Levis.
You got to pick one.
You think
Yeah.
it's
Levis. I've said it for 2 years.
Yeah.
I can't fathom why he's going this high. He hasn't done anything on the field. To
I think
prove he
Richardson
deserves
has
to go this
huge
high.
risk reward. I could kind of.
I legitimately, I'd
it
rather
out.
take roll the dice at Richardson than
Yeah.
Levis. I think Levis is bust written all over him.
I don't know.
And I know it's like he's a friend of Barstool. I guess he's a big stoolie, so
He gives me Josh Rosen vibes.
yeah, me.
Oh, man,
too,
yeah,
me
he was
too,
out of the
kinda
league
too.
so fast.
Just like he just wasn't that good in college. He wasn't against good competition. He wasn't good.
Yeah, but that video of his spiral at Penn State training camp was something else.
Yeah, like he can.
That's
yeah,
like the greatest quarterback video of all time.
big time arm, like huge arm. Like he's a big dude. He's 6'4". He's 235, 240.
As PFT would say,
cannon.
he's got a fuckable spiral. He's like a Brady Quick.
Yeah,
Yep.
he's got a.
Well, I mean, yeah, you get lost in it. You got to do it on the field, so we'll see. Notables in Jigba to go 12th to the Texans, and Hendon Hooker now is sneaking into the top, the first round at the Seahawks at 30.
That's
so
good. Does he have any eligibility left, or is he done?
I think
He's like
probably
24, 25. He's old as shit.
He's got to go make his money. First overall pick, Bryce Young is a heavy favorite at -305.
Flipped.
You got Stroud at +150, Richardson at 17-1. I don't really see a lot of value in a lot of those. Total quarterbacks drafted in the first round has now moved. Who? Oh, yeah.
Oh, there we go. Congrats, Coach. We had national champion Dan Hurley in the building. This is good stuff.
I buried the hatchet with Woj.
Good
That's
vibes.
the first thing he says. Good.
This is great. I'm loving this.
Yeah.
It's good energy for the show. Rico's going to be a good mood now the rest of the week.
Oh, we might not get a show. Rico just might follow him out.
Yeah. Rico's looking for a job.
Yeah.
They might, who knows? They might need an assistant coach. Teams win championships. All of a sudden, they start trying to take a little bit of that championship pedigree from school to school.
Well, Ev, let me ask you this. In what world does Rico not ask him to sit down on the mic for like 2 minutes?
Yeah, maybe he can sit down. No, that's a good question.
Yeah.
National champion head coach.
Congratulations, coach.
Congratulations, coach.
Oh.
Hell of a season.
Good job, Coach.
And there you go. National champion coach of the Yukon Huskies, Danny Hurley from Jersey City, New Jersey.
I knew we couldn't get him on Wagner. That's great. Yeah, comes in, says hello to the power broker. What do you need?
Should have him sit down. Just for like 2 minutes.
He was already he did the hello and he took a step back.
I got you. No, you read. All right, fair enough. You read the situation.
Get a couple of stills on there.
He made a read. He made a read.
Well, I got a nice little picture of you and him.
You got a nice picture?
Yeah, I got a little video of you dapping him up and everything.
All right,
I got
cool.
you.
Yeah.
All right, get him on Bosco and 1 next.
I would love to.
Yeah, did you extend an invite right there?
Nah, I didn't. I didn't.
Is he out the door?
He went up.
He rung the bell this morning.
He went
He's
upstairs.
got a busy day. Yeah, he's got a busy day. That was cool. What are you laughing at, Zah?
I mean, we're winning. The Riders, we're up.
We are, yeah. We're having a good.
No, they're up. I said this is a good.
His kid stopped me in the locker room and said hello. The manager it was good after the Final Four win. I wasn't there Monday night, but yeah. I mean, you can't look at a guy like that and think he's going to be on Staten Island forever. Like, that was the point. Like, it was so egregious. That's why I took such a victory lap. Like, Woj is a fucking maniac for saying that every 40 under 40 list, the guy was on the list. And, like, he wanted – it's crazy. So, whatever. It is what it is. That was awesome. Back to the – that could have been anybody walking down that hallway. It could have –
the way so for the –
I was not really thrilled about
for the listeners or viewers, if the camera wasn't turned yet, Big Cat just opened the door and said, "Do you want to say hello?" And from our angle, there's a monitor where we couldn't see who was standing there. And then Danny Hurley just kind of popped out from the shadows. Literally could have been anyone.
Yeah, and then it's just fake news. The guy who doubted you. Like,
hey,
come on.
Rico, who is the last person, outside of Barstool, who's the last person you would want to say hello to there? Who would you been like?
Yeah, Rico, he's buried a lot of beefs now. There's not like a ton left. There's still a few, of course.
I don't know. I mean, I think like Gottlieb would have been a little awkward because like it's not.
And you've had a somewhat face to face.
It's a little like kind of awkward
on screen at least.
If it was Zach Brazil, that would have got ugly because I would have just called him a rat because he's never taken a jumper in his life.
That would have been awesome.
Fucking rat. But he's not. He never would get in here. He's probably sending his fucking resume to Kamalko every fucking day quietly under a burner because he wants to leave New York Post. That's how dead his career is.
But also the funny part is,
rat.
If Brazil walked out, I would have been like, "Who the fuck is this guy?"
Get the cheese, fucking Zachy.
I couldn't pick him out of the lineup. I have no idea who he is.
Oh, Brazil.
I was like, it would have just been hilarious if he
looks like a bag of milk.
He popped out, and I would have been like, "Who the fuck is this guy?" Yeah. And Rico would have just been unhinged.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
I don't know.
What about Joe?
Joe who?
Joey B.
Oh, I don't know. I would have. You can't. That's like I'm clicking on all cylinders. I'm all there. That's like kind of beating. It's like running a race with somebody who's like it's got no legs. Like you can't dunk on him that much. Like whatever. I don't want to be dunking on a guy like that. Who would I want to say hello to the most is probably Tiffany Amber Thiessen, Mark Paul Gosselaar for sure, Kate Hudson. I'm a huge fan of. I guess you could bring him back from the dead. Rick Majerus. I would love to fucking go out to lunch with Rick Majerus.
When did he pass?
About 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah. His book is unbelievable. It is what it is. So, but whatever. That was cool.
Who would you want to say hello to?
Meet Danny Hurley.
The most that you've never met.
Andy Reid.
No, it'd be.
You would fucking cower. You would fuck.
I wouldn't cower. I go up and give Big Red a hug and say, thank you for your service. Jackass. What the fuck is up with the timeout usage?
You're a jackass.
No, for me, it'd be Bruce or Jon Stewart.
That is a good question. I don't know who I would be feared. I was very, very afraid of that was a setup. So I'm glad that was times.
I was at a wedding.
I mean, shit, it could have been somebody here that I would have been afraid of.
You were at a wedding. You were at a wedding with Jon Stewart.
So my cousin's wife is their assistant. Like Jon Stewart and his wife. Actually, very
He's a regular guy.
Very, very generous. They bought as her present to my wife's. She's my cousin. She's my cousin as well. My cousin's wife. And she basically said, "Get the wedding dress of your dreams. I'll pay for it."
Wow,
very generous.
Yeah, he's a super.
He was. You could tell he didn't want to like make it about him. He kind of stood in the back.
Right. He's done a lot of stuff for firefighters. Obviously,
that's why I like him. 9/11. His speeches for like the responders, I really appreciate.
Jon Stewart seems like
not a lot of people.
Kate, what he did for Kate too. Like Jon Stewart seems like
those speeches are intense too.
Really
like, he's passionate.
He's a dude that has plenty of money. He doesn't need to be doing that shit. He really cares.
He's the perfect embodiment of comedy and brains.
Yes,
put together. So I respect him so much.
Let's save the Danny Hurley, and somehow we got on that tangent, but it worked. That was good. It's a good moment for the show. We'll hold some of that. You're out Thursday, Friday.
Yeah, I'll be
hold some of that football stuff. This kid Quentin Johnson. Anyone who gets him, I think, is a fucking unreal talent.
I love the fucking receivers.
Somebody's got to go get him. So I hope the Giants do.
That's who you like. That's who you like the most.
I just love Quentin Johnson, and I
like him as well.
Wrong in that, but if you watch those games, man, he was fucking dominant. Great. I just love a kid like that. I think it doesn't always translate. He's probably got a slow 42. Who the fuck knows? But he could play. The guy could play football. Go give him to me. Get him on my team.
It's funny because they've been kind of acting like this receiver class isn't great, and the few guys at the top I generally like. Like I like Johnson. Obviously, I'm going to ride for my guy JSN, but I truly believe he's like very, very good. I like Zay Flowers a lot.
Yeah.
I know he's small, but he's a playmaker. There's some guys that I think are going to make an impact right away.
Yeah, makes sense.
And Addison, too. I think Addison's very good. They're saying he might be a giant. And I'd be more than okay with
Hartline went
that.
on, I think, busting with the boys, and I could be misremembering, but I think he said that JSN was better than Olave and Wilson because Garrett Wilson and Olave said that he was better than both of them.
They have since day one. Since the day he walked in.
Could be gassing up their guy to go get paid, but
no, I'm saying when they were all together in college.
Right.
They all, and he was the youngest.
I remember you saying
they
that
all were like,
college.
This kid is so on Bustin', they had him ranked the 5 best receivers he's coached at Ohio State. And he went Marvin Harrison 1 and JSN 2.
Yeah.
And then Wilson 3.
Yeah. A couple of baseball things real quick. Smitty, your Jordy, I guess, came in with, like, I threw a little playful shot, and he came and just wrecked my life.
Oh, Jordy, what'd he do?
He just is wrecking my life. But you heathens in Philadelphia, God forbid you get a nice little night out on a spring to take your family for an affordable night and get some dollar hot dogs, and you're flinging them at each other like fucking animals. And I make a joke about the ice balls and Santa Claus, and all of a sudden he's naming our lovely beverages here. Zaf, you want to pan the camera to the high noons? He's making jokes about me, and then I'm like, all right, Jordy, relax, buddy. Like, trying to hit the blog quota, bud. We're trying to hit the blog quota, bud. Like, I didn't really mean it, dude. I took a shot at Philly. Like, take it easy, bud.
Well, first of all, he's defending the wall. I respect him for that. He can make you a nice brisket next time.
Yeah, I saw that.
He does. He does a good job. And Jordy's good people. He's doing what he has to do. But we hear that so many times between the fucking snowballs and the batteries. These are hot dogs, man.
Yeah,
and they're not even that lethal. You want a lethal hot dog? You stand firing squad style right in front of the fanatic when he's about to fucking fire. He's been sued for that shit. That's how people get killed with hot dogs. In the stands, dollar dogs, you're just feeding the people. It's like mass. You're just throwing out holy water. I was
gonna say, you want a lethal hot dog? Just eat the fucking thing.
That's it.
Let it sit there for 7 innings and eat it. And that's pretty lethal.
I wonder what the line would look like if there was they have the dollar hot dog line, then right over here they're like, all right, you can pay $5 for this one.
Yeah, exactly.
I swear, I look at that line, I'm like, I'll pay $5.
Oh, exactly. Yeah, the line was out of control.
You're gonna miss, like, with the speed of the game now. You're gonna miss 3 innings.
Well, my grandfather makes a joke of, as a line, it's like free dog shit. I'll take 2. Like, people just want the free shit. This is how it goes. I wrote another blog. Go ahead, Smitty.
Milwaukee just extended their last call.
Yeah, I have that on there as well. Beer sales moving to the 8th inning with how quick games are going. Pretty impressive. And then
I almost thought they were going to do the opposite. Where because games are so moving so fast, they don't stop in like the 6th inning.
They don't want you liquored up.
I'm saying because the game's ending fast. You know what I'm saying?
So
you're gonna be getting in your car sooner.
Major League Baseball should take advantage of this stuff and make it more like minor leagues, where it's an all-day kind of event if you choose to do so. Like after, I mean, some Major League Baseball teams do this stuff, but not every night. But like after game fireworks or like running the bases or just events on the field, like after every fucking game. Just something to do where you don't have to go home, so you can get liquored up through the ninth inning.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Do you know who has the best setup in baseball now? It's the Toronto Blue Jays outfield setup is perfect. Like
really?
They took all their third deck seating out. They turned into like patio bars and stuff. Down the line in right field is like a patio bar area, like a lot of standing room only. I think a lot of teams should start doing that more, make it like more like an outfield pavilion. And
they didn't have any
seating.
Am I remembering Toronto wrong? Growing up, they had like the bag, like the garbage bag fence. It felt like, and they didn't have a lot of seating in right field anyway.
So it's like
Toronto.
It used to be just like bullpens all the way around, and then like a big like service area to walk.
Right.
But now it's like a party zone.
Yeah. Your team, Ebo, the Orioles are dominating the celebration game.
Oh yeah.
The bong dong is already hilarious enough. The sprinkler, like we've all seen that suburban guy at a wedding, to add the spitting in the dugout is next level. Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, like the right field. Nice. So the whole left field third deck. No one wants to sit in the third deck in left field. No one wants to sit there.
The old Tampa Bay. I mean, the old Toronto Stadium. That's what I'm remembering.
Yeah, but they basically took out like that empty space. They filled it in with like the bullpen and some like bars to hang out. I was telling RDT last night, the Orioles have this massive left field wall, third deck. No one ever wants to sit in it. It's always empty. Just turn it into like a patio bar.
Yeah, make it like an event, corporate events. Yeah,
so Toronto doesn't play at the Sky Dome still?
They do.
Oh, they do? Okay.
Yeah, so I believe what happened was it was open as the Sky Dome, and then Rogers Bank or whatever Rogers is came in, purchased it, renamed it Rogers Center, but it's still the Sky Dome.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So, but the Orioles, I thought that was hysterical, like legitimately hysterical. To get the dugout in on it, I need them. I need more of this. Figure out every celebration they can because they're very.
You know what that is, Rico? That's a winning fucking team.
It is, right, yeah, there. For
That's
sure.
That's a winning culture. If you're having fun, especially with baseball, and just every day just enjoying going to the ballpark, that goes so far.
And it's not the cringe fucking pie celebrations with Cervelli back when you guys used to do it. His only role was the pie guy.
That's not cringe. That was after a walk-off.
He was the pie guy, though. Cervelli had no purpose for your team other than being the pie guy. What did he contribute besides being the pie guy?
Backup catcher.
I can't win with this guy. He's just doubling down. He's bigger than me, too, so I can't yell at him like I yell at Smitty, who's 100 miles away. It is what it is. You're a fucking bully, Ev. I like you, but you're a bully. Couple of things quick in college basketball just because they made the headlines. Guy Nolan Smith. Making waves. Sky Clark to Louisville.
Yeah.
Gets a little Barstool bump on the show. They're already getting commitments. So he stole him from Louisville. But this one we could spend a little bit more time on because it kind of covers everybody. And Smitty, you kind of weigh in too. Syracuse's cash cow, Adam Weissman. You familiar with this guy? He's the one you've probably heard of him, Smitty. He takes the pictures with Tom Brady, Carmelo. He brings Edelman to the games. He sits courtside. He's now like done with Syracuse in the NIL. He had like they kind of communicated and we don't really know if we want you around. Had a problem with the president. He didn't go there, so he doesn't have a leg to stand on of like, I'm an alum. You know, I paid here. He's a billionaire. I don't know how he made his money, but he made his money. And he's done. So he's like, I'm out. Syracuse now. I'll honor the commitments that I'm supposed to make to the current kids, but other than that, like I'm done. There he is, the champ. Great shoes. So he's now done. So now he's done. So the flip side I have of this is Syracuse is in the ACC with heavy hitters like Carolina, NC State, Duke, Virginia. I'll even give you that. Miami, like an NIL type of market. You do not want your headline to be your biggest booster when away in a time period like this.
Well, I mean,
Syracuse and a transition period of losing Boeheim after 47 years. Boeheim is what he is. You know, he did win him a title, but like I could see Syracuse being, I don't know, fucking Colgate 2.0, man.
I don't
know about that.
I'm just saying. But they're way closer to bottoming out than they are building it back up if they're going to lose this guy.
Well, I mean, no. My knee jerk when you said it was I mean, he had to be a Boeheim guy.
Maybe.
I'm saying, how does the second Boeheim leaves and they're like, they kick this guy to the curb?
Yeah, I think
Boeheim must have been protecting this guy at some point, or liked him at least. He allowed him in the program.
Yeah, the future of the program is decided more upon how he left than that he left, in my opinion. Like, yeah, it sucks to lose a big booster, but if Syracuse kicked him out just because they don't like him taking selfies with Carmelo, that's luxurious, as you would say, Rico. That's,
yes.
Why would you do that? But
yeah, it's very stupid. These athletic directors and presidents think that they have the right idea. It's like, dude, you're in the business of winning. If this guy helps us win, you got to kind of put up with it within reason. As long as he's not, and he looks like a philanthropist. I think I said that right. He's not doing anything wrong. He doesn't look very controversial. So why would we kick this guy out if he's putting into the NIL fund?
They're afraid of him getting too powerful. I think that's got to be the answer.
Maybe, I guess.
I think that seems to be the answer with a lot of these guys. They're afraid of a guy like him starts throwing money around. Because what happens is with boosters, you see it all the time. You throw enough money around, now you're calling shots.
You're calling the shots.
Like, if you want my money, I get a say in this.
There's a lot of journalists who went to Syracuse. I mean, hell, a lot of kids here. I'm waiting to see their opinion of, like, are they worried Syracuse is going to be in trouble? Because, like, you could say it's the chicken and the egg. Like, how did Syracuse become a major program? It's Boeheim. So when he leaves, is it still a major program, or was he the reason? Because it's up north. You got snow up to your ass till fucking May. Like, the Carrier Dome is the Carrier Dome. It's a great student section, but I don't know. Could you see them not landing a couple of 4 stars in the next 5 stars in the next couple of years?
How's the weather in Syracuse any different than it is in UConn? Is it that much different?
It's
got to be in terms of like
UConn,
lake effect snow and stuff.
All right, it's not all weather, Smitty, but you want to go to look who's in their conference. If it comes down to Miami or even Virginia is nicer, North Carolina, like you want to go up and spend your time at Syracuse.
No, you're right.
If there's not a lot of NIL money behind you, I don't know.
Hell of a lacrosse team though.
Yeah,
it's a shout out Jim Brown. There has to be something more to that story. There has
probably,
to be.
But I just worry. We've been accustomed to Syracuse being in the mix for my entire life. The zone, the dome, fun, people rooting for them. The Big E, I still miss them in the Big East, but they're just they're one of those programs you can rely on. It's like Oklahoma football. Even if you don't have an opinion on it, you're like, all right, they're good. Like I need Oklahoma to have 9 wins every season. I need Syracuse to be in the mix. What?
They keep playing zone?
I don't know. I don't know what they're going to do. I laugh. We interviewed Buddy Boeheim, and I said, how many of you people come up to your dad be like, yeah, I run your zone. It's like, no, you don't. He's got the secret fucking recipe. So just an interesting headline. I got 2 picks real quick. I'm going to go with the D-backs, go back to the well with that one, -117 on a getaway day hosting the Brewers. And I'll go A's-Orioles over 9. I think the Orioles might score 9 themselves. Just go with these overs here. The A's looked a little spunky last night. Scored some runs. I'll take that over of 9.
Has the over in A's games hit every
a ton?
Game
dude, Smitty, you know how you talked about? I think we had the discussion yesterday on Hot Ice where you think the unders, or you said the unders wouldn't play. He said
I said over.
It was about unders. It's 10. It was 10-4 yesterday by my count.
For overs?
Yeah, going through the math, 10-4. So heavy overs. Mariners scored $1 million in that game. The Orioles A's scored $1 million. So go ahead, Smitty. Who do you got? I like the Islanders. I like your pick. Islanders -1.5.
I like the Islanders. I like pitching matchup today. Strider, 100 Green, all unders there except for Strider's K's over. It's 9.5. And I don't see the Phillies losing this series against the Marlins at home. Wheeler's on the bump over 6.5 K's. Parlay at money line. Boom.
What do you got?
Yeah, I got Yankees money line. The over 9.5 in that game. I got overs 9.5 and Astros Pirates. It started. I'm on the Mets as well. I'll be adding. I think I'm gonna be playing the Raptors -5.5 and the Thunder +5.5 as well. Also, a little breaking news for the people.
Beep, 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 beep.
I think Jake Paul decided his most intriguing boxing match yet. On August 5th in Dallas, Jake Paul will be fighting Nate Diaz. Big fight. Nate Diaz, fan favorite, a guy that's going to bring in pay-per-views. That excites me more. I just want to see Nate. I'm a huge Nate Diaz fan.
Alice, are we expecting that to be Jerry's World?
I don't know if they'd sell that many. I don't know if they'd go that big. That's like 180, 90,000 people. Boxing, it's probably 100 plus. So I think that'd be more. McGregor would be the one to break that box if they did that. So I doubt it's going to be at Jerry World, but very interesting fight. I think that's a fight that I'm excited to watch. I want to see Nate Diaz box. I'm curious to see him box.
Yeah. All right, good show. We'll tackle some of the NFL stuff. Smitty, you coming in tomorrow?
I'll be remote for the rest of the week.
All right, no sweat. We'll make that work. Ebo,
I believe
Orioles.
Marty's back tomorrow.
All right, Orioles staying hot.
Yeah.
Due for an over tonight.
I think we're due for people who have like Gunnar Henderson has just not been putting barrel on the ball, so maybe he gets hot tonight.
I'm not in the office, so I haven't heard Frank how the Mets do last night.
Lost. He's at the game today. My boy Ryan Weathers, guy who looks like me, got the win.
Actually, I took the Mets today.
Yeah?
Let's go.
All right.
Ride.
Okay. Yak's up next. Enjoy the yak.